Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to move off quickly in a car. You'll be able to see my pedal camera as well as the instrument camera, and you'll be able to watch what I'm doing at all times. I'll also show you some systems such as traction control which can assist you with moving off more quickly. I'll tell you a story about a funny time that I was teaching this on a driving lesson and we really needed to do it. There will be examples of me using this technique to move off quickly at several busy junctions in rush hour in Birmingham. So if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel now, but let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to know about is when you move off you should be using the gas and then the clutch. Now I've spoken about it many times before in other videos, but when you move off what you should be doing is clutch 1, gas, then clutch. I'd like you to have a vote on the screen now. When you learned to drive, were you taught to drive by just lifting the clutch on its own? Or were you taught to do gas, then clutch? Please have a vote on the screen now. I've grabbed this book and I'm going to show you in here. This is the official DVSA Guide to Driving Essential Skills. This is what driving test examiners mark by, and this is what driving instructors should be working by. So I'm going to turn to page 89, the one that I've got. Moving off. It says here, with your left foot, press the clutch pedal fully down and hold it there. It then says about going into first gear. With your right foot, press the accelerator slightly and hold it steady. There you go, I've said this over and over again, it should be gas clutch, and 90% of people agree with that because that's what it should be. But you also get people who argue about, oh no, it should be clutch first. It's not clutch first, and if you're doing it like that, you'll never be able to move off quickly. That may be the only problem you've got. If you're looking for this video thinking, why can't I get moving quickly? If you're doing the clutch on its own, then the gas, no wonder you've got problems. And if you're doing this, brake, then clutch up, then gas, well that can be bad as well. The way it should be done is gas then clutch. So let's turn on and I'll give you a demonstration of the moving off I'm talking about. I'm just going to set this so it's all like that. I'm going to press this button here and you see it says traction control off. That means the car is not going to help me if I get it wrong, because this car's got a system where you have traction control on. If you do it too quickly, if I move off too quickly, it automatically cuts the power and does it for you. But I don't want that for today. I want to show you this traction control off. I'll just set the wipers to auto as well. So it's a rainy day, as you can see. That makes it even better because it means if I move off incorrectly, you'll hear the wheel spin. Now I may leave the wipers off, let's see. I'll turn those off just because you won't be able to hear the engine quite so well. I'm only going to be moving short distances in this video, so I don't really need the wipers just for now. I'll check around, and this is how you move off quickly in a car. And there you go, and I've got going. Now yes, you can do it faster, you can keep going faster. That's not the point of this video. I'm not showing you how to be an idiot and have the wheel spinning around with smoke pouring out. All that means is you don't know what you're doing, because anyone can do that. You just floor the gas, whip the clutch up, you go wheel spinning, look how great I am. Well no, not really, because it means you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, I just thought to mention that point because a lot of people seem to think it's impressive to make loads of sound and burn your tyres out. It's not very impressive for me, it just means you don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, I'll do that again in a moment. In fact, I'll do it now. Just going to clear the windscreen there. This is how you do it again. I'll explain more about what I'm doing in a moment. There you go. I launched away. You notice I'll pull it further on, and yes, I'm holding my clutch down. I've already done a video about coasting. You can watch that video if you want to see more about that. I'm going to pull up here, so enough of that van. The single biggest thing I did there to move off quickly was quite simply to rev the gas. That's all I did. I just revved the gas, brought the clutch up, and I carried on down the road. There is more I'll explain about that now, but quite simply, the reason most people can't move off quickly is because they don't use the gas when they move off. You must rev your gas fairly high. I'm going to say between 1 and 2 revs. Now if you see on my rev counter there on the left here, you can see somewhere between 1 and 2 is what you should have when you move off. If you're not revving the gas before you move off, you'll never be able to move off quickly, because it simply doesn't work. If I turn this back on now, I'll just show you, I'm just waiting for this van in front to move. But I'm going to show you this thing. If I go now, good, the van's moving. People who say you should do the clutch before the gas, listen to this. I'm going to lift the clutch pedal and listen to what happens and look at the rev counter. You notice that? What's the car doing? It's saying, oi, you need some gas. Because people who say, oh, you don't need the gas to move off, you can do it like this. Yeah, you can, but look how slow that is. And when I lift the clutch pedal, the car is telling me to press the gas. Listen, look at the rev counter. I'm not doing the gas, I'm not anywhere near the gas, I'm not touching the controls. In my car, you can accelerate using your fingers on the wheel like that. I'm not doing that, look. That's the car saying to me, oi, give me some gas. If you want to move off, you need some gas. Now, when you ask people this question, you always get the same answer. I ask people, what's going to happen if you press the gas down really hard and then move off? And they always say, I will go flying. So let's see what happens, shall we? I'm going to rev quite loud. I'm sitting off these cars, look at me revving, rev, 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 clutch up. Did I go flying off? No, I didn't. So why didn't I go flying off? This is something you really have to understand in order to get this thing about moving off more quickly. Think of the clutch pedal like a tap. Now, you might be revving loads and loads of gas and revving, but the clutch pedal is regulating how much of that power goes through to the wheels. If you don't know about this, you probably should watch my other videos first about moving off clutch control. I've done lots of them, probably dozens of them. But quite simply, imagine it like this. I'm going to show you some video on the screen now of a reservoir in Birmingham. Look at all that water. Looks great, doesn't it? You can go taking yachts and whatever and sailboats, whatever, on that reservoir. Now imagine if you're in your house and you turn on the tap. You're not going to suddenly get every last drop of water from the reservoir flooding into your house through the tap, because the tap regulates how much water can come through. That's just what the clutch does. You might be revving your gas quite hard, but your clutch regulates how much of that power is coming through. So to do it wrong, you go gas down, clutch up. You'll go wheel spinning and burning your tyres and looking like an idiot. But if you do it too slowly like this, too tentative, you're going to move off really slowly, and without any gas, your car's got no power to play with, or very little power. It's going to crawl and crawl and crawl and struggle, and you simply won't work. So what you've got to do, and this is what's quite hard to show you in the video, unfortunately, it's something you have to practice. You want to find the maximum amount of gas you can put down and the maximum speed you can lift the clutch pedal up at. So in my car, for example, it's like this, gas, clutch up. That's how it goes. Now I know just from watching that with my feet, you probably can't see exactly what I'm doing, but unfortunately driving is a very practical skill. It's something you need to get out on the road and practice. I do all these videos to help you, and it does help a lot, but you do actually need to get out on the road and practice that. Let's show you some more examples. So I'm going to turn back on, and I'll leave the traction control on, because as you saw I didn't skid or anything anyway. So traction control off, it was fine, traction control on. What does this actually do? Well, I'm going to move off now. I'm going to try and make it wheel spin. I'm going to do it really quick. Check no one's around. I'm going to put the wipers on. I've got to wait for this car to go. I'm glad it's raining today, because I really wanted to show you this in the rain. So I'm going to move off a bit too quickly. Now that was actually pretty good. The problem is, I don't want to sound big-headed, but when you're used to driving, I find it really hard to do it wrong, because when I do it wrong, my brain automatically takes over. And a good driver's brain is a bit like having traction control turned on. When I try and do it too quickly, it actually won't let me do it too quickly. I'll try it again, but my brain's kind of telling me, don't do that, don't do that. I'm going to try and make it wheel spin. Yeah, there you go, you got a little bit of wheel spin, and that just proves the point. Traction control is a load of rubbish, because I've always said traction control hardly ever does anything. I hope you heard that. I deliberately revved the engine quite loud, and it did wheel spin. As I moved off, you heard the wheels kind of spinning and not quite gripping the floor. That's a great point. I'm glad that happened, because don't trust these systems like traction control. If you turn it off, you might think, oh, it's more dangerous. If you turn it on, it's easy to think, oh, that's it, I'll never spin now, I can move off as fast as I want, I'll never wheel spin. You can. Traction control, I found, is not actually that good in this particular car. Some cars I've had where it's really good and the wheels never spin, you can't make them spin whatever you do, but this one, it's not the best system. So if you do use systems like traction control, then don't rely on it too much. Now I'm going to go for a drive now. I'm going to take you to a roundabout. Just thinking, which way should I go? Yeah, I'll go this way. I'm going to drive to a roundabout where you often have to move off quickly using a good getaway using the system that I've been showing you. I'm going to prove that it does work. So the end of the road I'll go right. It's only a short drive. It's about kind of, I don't know, 2 minutes away, something like that, to this roundabout. Oh, there's a learner kind of cutting the corner there. So I'd like to point out that if you are getting away quickly all the time, you're probably doing something wrong. So like now, if I go racing out in front of all these cars, that's not the aim of what I'm showing you today. You shouldn't have to move off quick. Like now, I don't have to go quick. I can take my time, off I go, easy. There's no point in rushing him. And sorry, that man looked like he was giving me a funny look there. There's no point in rushing him and racing out in front of people. If you're constantly doing that, you're probably pulling out at the wrong time. But there are times, as I'll show you now, it's coming up to 5 o'clock in rush hour. So this is coming to a bank holiday weekend. It's going to be very busy around here and on this roundabout. The end of the road will go right, and I'll move off fairly quickly now. Again, it's raining, great example. If I do it too quickly, the wheels will spin. So I'll come to first gear. Just imagine, I can't see much to the left. I know you can't see that, unfortunately, but imagine I'll go to get away and a car appears. So I'm going to get away fairly quickly when I can actually move. So I'm going to wait for this car from the right to come past. These on the left may let me go, but probably not. Let's see. Nope, that's good, because I want to show you one after this white car. I shall go. Okay, let me go. So I do gas clutch, off I go. Nice fast getaway, and you're out of the way. And this is not about being stupid. It's not about wheel spinning and flying off. It's about proper fast moving off. That's fairly quick. I'd say that was probably about 6 out of 10 for how fast you can do it. But I'm going to get to this roundabout and I'll show you more examples of moving off quickly. So at the end of the road I'll go left and then I'm going to get to the roundabout. It's by a place called Kings Norton Green. So I'm going to show you how to move off quickly using the gas and the clutch. It's simply press the gas down more, then lift the clutch up a bit quicker than you might do normally, but you've got to find that limit. There is a certain limit and it's different for every vehicle. Even if you had 3 of these cars exactly the same, every one would have a slightly different feel to it. So I'm just going to go out of here. Got his bike in front of me, so I'll hold back. Hope he doesn't fall off because he's got no helmet on, so I'll keep well back from him. But this is a roundabout at the end of the road and you've got to move off fairly quickly. I should turn traction control off if I can find the right button. There you go. No, that's eco mode. I won't do that, I'll just leave that because I don't want to fiddle with it while I'm driving. I'll do it now because it's a bit wider the road. There you go. Traction control off, that's good. So I'm going to hold back here. You can get through this part, but with these wider vehicles it's a little bit awkward. I should go after this car. Yeah, there is room, it's just if you get a wide car and there's a gap after it, you may as well wait. This roundabout is quite bad. You need to be quite fast moving off here. So I'm going to roll up to it and I'm going to get away. I'll be going ahead, second exit. So look what I'm doing. Clutch, brake into first gear. Try not to stop in the first place. Gas, clutch, go. Off I go. Gas, mirror signal up to 2. Signal comes off into 3. That was quite a fast getaway and that was a good chance to go. You notice how I didn't stop dead. One of the main problems people have when they move off is they're trying to do it from a standing start. If you're trying to move off from a standing start, you're kind of missing the point, because with the roundabout what you're supposed to be doing is creeping up to it, then getting away. So if I go on this road up here, I'm just going to get past these cars. If you're stopping dead, then trying to move off quickly, you're making it harder for yourself. Imagine the back of that blue car is a roundabout. I do clutch, 1, brake off. I creep up to the roundabout. I think I'm going, no I can't clutch down. I think I can, no I can't clutch down. Now I can, gas clutch go. If you stop dead, you're making it much harder for yourself in the first place. Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people come to me for lessons and they say, I'm having problems with roundabouts. And they'll say, just show me a roundabout. And they come up and this is what they do. Imagine there's a roundabout here by the tree and they do this. Well, there you go, there's your problem straight away. You've stopped. you're not supposed to just stop dead. I'm going to go back to that roundabout from a horrible direction. This is a really, really bad way to go. So in here, I don't need to move off quickly because I can't really see very much at all. So I'll creep, crawl. Notice I didn't stop. I kept the momentum going. No need to move off fast there. On the end of this road, I'm going to pretend I need to move off quickly. So I'll do clutch, brake, and I'm going to do the same. Quite a bit of gas, clutch fairly quick. I won't go just yet because there's a bus coming. I can stop now because there's a bus from the right. And I'll put the handbrake on just because I can do that. It doesn't matter handbrake or not, whatever, we're not fussy about that. Some people get far too technical about driving in the mode, you shouldn't do this and that. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to get away now, fairly quickly. Nice fast getaway, and off you go. Now I know there'll be people watching this who say that's not fast, I can go faster. So this is not a challenge to see how fast you can go. Sorry, just sneezed there, so I had to edit that part out. Just had a big sneezing fit. This isn't a challenge to see how fast you can move off. It's about moving off quickly and safely. And this is where you really need to do it. Look ahead of this situation. This is an awful roundabout. You can't see much to the right at all. It's really hidden, that road. You don't get many chances because people could come this way like the black guys did. They could also go that road there on the left, on my left as I look at it. It's really hard to tell. So that silver one is going round. I hope you can see this, but it's really hard to tell whether people are coming off or not. That one came off. You've got 1 second to go. You've got a 1 second window that opens up. The white one's going round. The white Range Rover is going to go around, I think, but you can't tell till the last moment. That one's going to come off. Yeah, that Jeep, not the Jeep, the 4x4. Yeah, the wheel spin ahead. That Jeep, the Honda, that'd be a wheel spin. I'm going to roll, creep, try not to stop. If you do stop, doesn't matter. But I creep, crawl, and the bike's going to help. No, but after these, I can't go because they're moving, so I'm still creeping. I really can't go. Stop, handbrake. That's okay because I couldn't go. There's no point creeping and creeping and creeping for the sake of it. But now I need a faster getaway. The blue one's going to exit, busy. Nope, so I'm waiting for them to come round. I'm now looking for a chance. There may be one here. Gas clutch, go, off we go. You've got to get out of the way quick on that one. If you do your clutch on its own, you're not going to make it. And that was a good example. Now I know some people say, oh, you got it wrong because you said don't stop and you stopped. The point is you try not to stop, like now with the crossing. I'm going to creep and crawl. That shows good planning ahead. I saw the people, I'm creeping, I'm not stopping dead. And when they're fully off the crossing, off we go. There's a difference between planning ahead and just for the sake of it, just creeping and creeping for the sake of it and putting yourself in danger. Like here, I'm going to crawl through slowly. There is no point in just creeping and creeping and creeping towards a roundabout and ending up smashing yourself on the roundabout just because you wanted to creep. So I hope you understand all that about moving off quickly. I just wanted to give you some examples about that and show you a few different areas where you may need to do it. I'm going to go around the corner now and I'll tell you that story about the time I taught this to a people and why I was really glad that I did teach it to a people. I'm just going to go around here and pull up somewhere quiet. I'll do go down this road on the right. You might recognise this area from my other videos. So I do a lot of this is where I made the one about gas and clutch. And I'll put a link to that on the screen. If you want to see that, just click on the top right or tap on the top right and there'll be a link to that video. I should pull up just here, it'll be okay. Let's do a quick bit of parking. Back it up a little. That'll do for now. So I'll tell you this story about this time I was teaching this to a people. I had a pupil called Paul, and yeah, same name as me. And we were doing the 3-point turn in this housing estate, and I'd been teaching him how to move off quickly. And what happened is I looked in my mirror and I saw a gang. Now there's a lot of gangs in Birmingham if you don't know. And there was this gang of hoodies coming towards us, and one of them had this massive steel pipe, like I don't know where he got it from. It was like about 1.5 meters, 2 meters long, and it was this massive long, like a steel, what do you call it, scaffolding pipe. That was like a scaffolding pipe. I suppose he'd nicked it from somewhere. And he was running towards my car with his pipe, ready to smash the car. And I saw this happening in the mirror, and I said to the people, you know, we've been talking about moving off quickly. I said, look in the mirror. Now's a good time to do it. And the people went He went flying off and he got out of the way, and he saved my car from being smashed with the scaffolding pole because he got out of the way quickly. So for more driving tips, please watch the videos on the screen now. I thoroughly recommend checking out the ones about moving off, and especially the ones about gas and clutch if you want to find out more about that. It would mean a lot if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. So check out the videos on the screen now. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.